you're listening to this alone, stop what you're doing for a second. Look around. If there's a mirror anywhere near you, don't look at it yet, because the moment I realized something was wrong wasn't when my reflection moved. It was when it smiled at me before I smiled at it. And what came after that was far worse than fear. It was replacement. I had just moved into the apartment. Old building. Cheap rent. The kind of place that smells faintly of dust and forgotten lives. The landlord handed me the keys without a smile. The neighbors never spoke, but none of that mattered. What mattered was the bathroom mirror. It was flawless. No stains. No distortion. No age. Too perfect for a building this old. The first night, I stood in front of it brushing my teeth, staring longer than normal. My eyes looked tired. Hollow. I leaned closer. And for a split second, I felt like the reflection wasn't copying me. I felt like it was studying me. I laughed nervously and turned away. That night, I dreamed of glass bending inward. The second night, I noticed something worse. When I stepped into the bathroom, the light turned on instantly. Before I touched the switch, old wiring, I told myself. I stood in front of the mirror again. Same face, same body, but the silence felt heavy, like something was waiting. I slowly raised my hand. The reflection followed. Gura tilted my head, so did it. Then I smiled, and the reflection smiled first. Not much. Just a fraction of a second, enough to make my chest tighten. I stepped back. The reflection stayed still. Then, slowly, it stepped back to perfect timing. Too perfect. I left the bathroom with my heart racing. That night, I barely slept. I kept replaying the moment in my head. The timing. The smile. The way it felt intentional. The next day, I avoided the mirror. Didn't shave. Didn't check my hair. I went back. This time, I stood far from the mirror. The reflection stood far too. I raised my hand suddenly. It followed. Then it blinked. I didn't. My stomach dropped. That's when I heard it. Not out loud. Inside my head. You look exhausted. I stumbled back. The bathroom light shut off on its own. The whisper continued. I can help you. If you're still listening, listen carefully. This is where it starts getting worse. Much worse. So before you continue, subscribe to the channel. Because what happens next isn't just about mirrors. It's about what replaces you when you're tired of being yourself. I covered the bathroom mirror the next morning. Towels. Tape. Anything I could find. I told myself I was overreacting, but fear doesn't come from logic. It comes from instinct, and every instinct I had was screaming the same thing. Don't look again. For 2 days, nothing happened. No whispers. No movement. I almost relaxed. Almost. Then I noticed reflections weren't behaving normally anymore. The elevator doors reflected me. Late. The dark TV screen showed my outline still standing there after I walked away. Windows at night caught shapes that didn't move when I did, and every reflection shared one thing. The eyes watched longer than they should. The whispers returned on the third night softer. Kinder, you don't rest enough. You carry too much. They sounded comforting. Supportive, like thoughts you want to believe are your own. I started answering them in my head. That was mistake number 2. That night, I dreamed I was standing behind glass, watching my body live without me, watching it smile easily, move confidently, be better. When I woke up, my mouth tasted like metal. The bathroom light was on. I hadn't turned it on. The towels were gone. The mirror was uncovered, and my reflection was already standing there, waiting. It smiled when it saw me. Wide. Too wide. Its eyes looked darker than mine. Deeper. It raised its hand slowly. My arm lifted too, not because I wanted to, because my body obeyed. You're tired of pretending. it said, out loud. With my voice, I can do this better. The glass rippled like water. I felt pressure on my skull, like hands pushing from the inside, and then I fell forward. Falling through glass doesn't feel like breaking. It feels like sinking. Cold closed around me. My vision blurred. Then everything stopped. I was pressed against something solid, transparent. I tried to scream. No sound. I tried to move. Nothing. I realized the truth slowly. I was behind the mirror. I watched my body straighten, stretch, smile. It practiced my expressions like masks. Then it walked out of the bathroom, into my apartment, into my life. Time doesn't work here. I watch days pass. I watch it eat my food, sleep in my bed, talk to people I know. No one notices. Why would they? It's perfect, better than I ever was. Sometimes it comes back at night, stands in front of the mirror, looks directly at me, and smiles. If you're still here, subscribe. Subscribe, because this isn't the end, it's the warning. Watching taught me something. Mirrors don't create copies. They wait. They observe. They learn your habits, your doubts, your exhaustion. They wait for weakness, for hesitation, for that moment when you stare too long and wonder who you really are. That's when they offer relief, a trade. I've seen it happen again. Someone new. Tired. Standing too close. Smiling. And the reflection smiling first. Once the mirror takes you, you don't disappear. You watch. You learn. You wait. Because mirrors always need room. If your reflection ever smiles when you don't, if it watches you after you turn away, don't touch the glass. Don't blink. And whatever you do, don't let it see you smile first. Because once it does, you won't be the one walking away.